Hey everybody, clearing. All right, this is going to be higher guidance for the DFs. So DMs, you can watch this and see where your DFs are at, but we are going to get what are the divine feminines thinking and feeling, wishing and doing, challenged by, solving. What are the direction, the energies, the direction the energies are going in the near future, and some advice for the DFs. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through for the Divine Feminines and Masculines that join me here in the collective. What can we see for how the Divine Feminines are viewing all the things in the connections and regarding the connections at this time? What is the higher guidance for the Divine Feminines? Because most of my viewers, like 80% are divine feminine, 83% or something like that, self-identify as feminine. So I'm going to be speaking to you. All right, let's get into it. So what are the divine feminines thinking about the connection at this time? They're hanging on to it and doing the inner work. So Four of Pentacles, hanging on to what they can manage, what is within their grasp. It's like the serenity prayer, or that concept of knowing what the divine feminines have to work with. It's the 4 out of 10. So right now, a nest egg I'm hearing, or finances, getting a handle on finances. And then the Knight of Pentacles, another material realm card here. This says Lord of the wild and fertile land. So it's an internalized energy. So there is this investment in the fertility. So money story, getting back on track, I'm hearing, balancing out financially. So this connection is both an inspiration and a holy grail pursuit, masculines. Your feminines are really looking at their own sovereignty. You know, many feminines have been in karmic relationships, marriages, partnerships, business agreements, where there has been things that would relate to the old paradigms with the patriarchal marriage templates or dowry system. Now the feminines are having their own experience with money that's sovereign. It's not so much blending and losing their investment into something. It's more of a mature and individual view of their own sovereignty regarding finances, regarding the material realm, abundance, free enterprise. What can we see for advice for the feminines? Okay, we've got the King of Cups in the inverse. So this can be like an emotional dam bursting. So feminines, your worth is not dependent on whether your masculine is coming forward. This is an essential layer of your foundation where you're not being bartered off to a masculine and losing all the credit for your hard-earned money or talents or gifts. This is you. I know that sounds outdated, and I'm hearing some people saying this is a skewed message, but no, this is one aspect that's coming up in the cards. It's not the be all end all. I actually want to say that about all tarot readings. You know, a lot of times we see the divine masculine readings and the feminines go through much of the same stuff. Masculines go through much of the same stuff. We're all human. And so when we have a tarot reading, it's not that that is the only energy that a divine masculine or feminine can be in. It's the one that's being channeled through at that time for food for thought. So right now there is this particular angle, and so in no shape or form is this labeling the feminines or the masculines as only being this way. This is one perspective that's being brought up. If it resonates for you, take the wisdom from it. If it doesn't, leave it where you found it. Okay, so emotions coming up about that you are free, feminines, that you are actually now able to initiate a foundation for yourself that cannot be shaken, that you're in wisdom now. You are building this foundation bit by bit. You're investing in self. You are working towards your long-term success. You're allowed to have an emotional purge about this, or a celebration about it, What can we see for the counterpart? Ooh, there's the King of Wands, King of Cups, and King of Wands. King of Cups in the upright. So your masculine has been such an influence, feminines, in this inspiration to go towards your stability, your physical potential for your own financial security, your own common sense. Your masculine has been a huge influence in you wanting to be that whole person, specifically in the ways that your masculine has not yet come forward fully, physically, sexually, romantically. They are in the developmental up-leveling that would bring in this monogamous energy, this full, strong, committed protector, leader energy. But the unspoken connection you have is exactly the appropriate protection needed for you to do it on your own without becoming codependent on each other. So this is absolutely beautiful. I mean, the love is here. In many ways, it's an unspoken love. You're not being forgotten by your masculine. Your masculine does not know, is not privy to more information than you are. Maybe in certain ways at certain times, but this is very much saying that right now it's essential for you to come into your own in the material realm. What do the feminines need to know? Queen of Swords in the inverse. Okay, so you might be tempted to be in a little bit of victim blame and say that there's somebody else influencing your masculine. You're going to find out in time that it was all for your highest and best interest. There wasn't anything, I heard effery, or I don't want to say it out loud, or fakery. There wasn't anything that could stand in the way of your divine union. In hindsight, you will know that it was all a blessing in disguise. So if you're tempted to say that there's some kind of a karmic feminine influence or energies, trickery energies in the mix, those are not actually ever going to derail your divine connection. And so refrain from that. You don't need to know what you don't know right now. You just need to keep investing in your own stability, your own becoming, and trust that this love is not made up and that you are both developing into the divine beings that will be accountable and given a love like this in union. So I want to say about that last statement, given a love like this in union, that feels like a future energy, but it's already part of the process because this love is unconditional. It's holding all of us in a developmental safety. It is not, we are not alone in this process. We have so much loose love and energy. We are always thinking about our person. We're connected with the inspiration and the joy of our counterpart. And it is not by chance that these particular people are these sacred mirrors every step of the way. What can we see on the heart space that the feminines are experiencing? Wow, Six of Wands, Lord of Victory, and the High Priestess, both in the inverse. So there's a lot of introverted energy right now. This be still and know, the mercy, humility, compassion, feminines, your worthiness, your righteousness. On the heart space, it's all about you coming into alignment with your highest potential, with your worthiness, and knowing where you stand between you and the divine. This is your path of victory. Your priority is you and your connection to source. What do the feminines need to know? You're not abandoned. The only time you feel abandoned by love or a person is when you've disconnected from source. When you are in that unfaltering righteous connection to source, you're not going to be seeing your reality through the lens of abandonment with people or mistrust with people. You have the wherewithal to only engage and connect with things that are trustworthy and beneficial when you are in alignment with the divine. When you step out of alignment with the divine, you make choices that are not balanced in righteousness, and therefore you get results that you're not satisfied with. So you are responsible for your peace, feminines. And this is the process of owning that, of taking that responsibility to heart maturely. What can we see for the heart space about the counterpart? Ooh, a Tower and 10 of Cups, Lord of perfected success. So out of nowhere, we do reach a critical developmental threshold by which success does come in. So as you focus on self, what you do for self, you do for your connection, and boom, lightning strikes, and Lord of perfected success, that perfected success hits. What is the advice? Bravely keep going, feminines. Continue to come up against anything that is not as fruitful or alive or innovative or divinely guided as you know is leading you. All of these other things pale in comparison to the righteous path that you are on. Keep bravely going forward, because when you least suspect it, you will reach that threshold by which this perfected success begins to fully illuminate to you. And that is on the heart of hearts for your person. And so this is talking about your romantic connection with your person. What is the manifestation the feminines are working on? Lord of Peace restored. So peace is an inside job. We used to hear all the time happiness is an inside job. So is peace. Peace is now becoming a priority, not just happiness. Happiness can be reckless. Happiness can be immature. Peace, you need maturity to vibe with peace. True peace means righteousness. True peace means accountability, first person. So dropping the control about whatever else is going on and turning that discipline, that discernment, that accountability inward, that is where, a lot of times in the Two of Swords, we've got things going on out here, and then there's a blindfold, and it's a dropping into center to know what is within your control, what is within your ability to balance and stay balanced in. So emotional equilibrium, compassionate non-attachment. Find your truth in all things. Find the peace, the peaceful truth, the righteous truth in all things. And this is that Ace of Wands. So you're going through this trial. This is the Ace of Wands that you are learning to, go up the mountain and stake your claim as having come into this alignment. This is, you're coming up through all the ranks and going towards your victory in this regard. What are the actions the feminines are taking? Ooh, yeah, Princess of Cups, the surrender to the process. There's that Ace of Wands. So you're already envisioning this purposeful, passionate, pure, intentional way of navigating that is you living your life in an essential way for you. You are dropping down deep within to know what your truth is, what your authentic truth is, feminines, and you're surrendering to the fact that it is always an internal process. It's not out there. And that internal relationship that you have with your reality, that is the seat of all abundance, all creation, all love. No more deferring to an external anything. Those external things fall into perfected relationship with you when you come into the righteous alignment within you. What can we see for the biggest challenge for the feminines? The free will and the last judgment, the spirit of the primal fire. So that can be lust, that can be hell. The primal fire can be the burning and the confusion, the Last Judgment is like a redemption card. And so this is you taking complete accountability for laying a solid foundation before initiating anything that is premature. Many of the things that rock our peace have to do with choices that we make that are not based in the present. So patterns based in trauma from the past, we're still focused on what happened in the past. Trying to get to the finish line and take breadcrumbs because we see potential, but we're not waiting for the whole thing to be available before we act on it. That is also something that we shoot ourselves in the foot with. So the biggest challenge is knowing what is presently true, authentically true, eternally true in this moment, and living from that place of clarity, not tethered to the past or potentials of the future, but in the now. What is legitimate? What is justified in this moment? That is the challenge. And the advice is, this is the seat of all the unrest, the lack of peace. And that's the challenge, is you are responsible for your peace, nobody. Not your masculine showing up or not anybody else in your family, friends, coworkers, life situation, none of it. You can get yourself into alignment. Just because you're not in peace right now does not mean you can't get there. Pray, meditate, ask to be shown what steps you need to take to get yourself there. Yes. That's the redemption, that you have that available to you, that you are already wise, that your soul knows these things, that you just have to ask, you just have to initiate, you just have to make space for it. You just have to listen to what your heart is saying that way, and you have to take the accountability. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Doesn't mean it's not going to take some effort, some consciousness, some assertion on your part to actually initiate the changes that have to happen, but you can do it, and it is worth it. And one day it will be easy, and one day it will be smooth, and one day you won't have heartache, but you have to do it. No one's going to save you, not your masculine, not anybody else. What can we see for the solution here? Nine of Swords, Lord of despair and cruelty, and not investing. Do not invest in anything that's unfair anymore. That's on you. You pull yourself out of everything that is not honoring. Remove yourself from everything that is unbalanced. Remove yourself from everything that is cruel, unfair, that makes you that causes despair. Stop trying to make things that are not based in a solid foundation solid. Remove yourself from it, regroup, balance out. Don't re-engage with anything that is that unbalanced. Where your head and heart are fully out of alignment like that into anxiety, remove yourself, take space, balance out, and decide what you are worthy of. So this is, again, big accountability. What can we see for the advice? Ooh, King of Pentacles in the inverse. That's the hubby card. So that's also the abundance coming in. This is the key to it. You have to be committed to this righteousness, or you are not a match for the love that you are going towards and you are deserving of when you get yourself fully into alignment. Now, it's not just spiritually, it is not just emotionally, it is not just mentally, it's also in the physical. So if there's anything in your physical realm that is a carryover from when you were less balanced spiritually, emotionally, mentally, then you still have to have those things go through the leveling to the 0 point. You have to release all of those artifacts in your physical. And that can even be, spring cleaning. It can be getting rid of items that are tethered to memories of a past version of you. It can be thought forms. It can be contracts. It can be situations. But it is all on you to make those changes and to continually release the things that are no longer in alignment with who you are in this present moment and where you would like to be going. You can't bring all of that disingenuous stuff ahead with you and expect to have it more aligned. If you're carrying those things, you will be sending mixed signals to the universe, and you will continue to get ambiguity. So you have to, on all levels, align with your truth, including in your physical realm. And that can be some of the hardest work for feminines, because the masculines are the master of the physical realm. And in order for the divine feminines to come into whole energy, we also have to be the masters of our physical realms in our own sovereign way for that to click. So there is an accountability coming in for the feminines. What can we see for the direction in the near future? Ooh, reunion energy and Seven of Swords. Lord of unstable effort in the inverse. So this is the stable effort that you are making wholeheartedly without deferring to your masculine or anybody else, that brings in the reunion, that it can start on a stable footing. So when you have stabilized yourself in all of these regards, even in the physical realm, and you've removed yourself from everything that's no longer stable or balanced in your life, and you're in your own peace, you're cultivating your own balance, your own peace, and only engaging with things that are authentically in that same resonance in a personal, intimate way. Intimacy is not just sensual, it is also in all regards. Every choice you make to connect with others, friends, work, professional scenarios, it all has to resonate, or it's going to give you a lack of peace in your life. You will have things to gripe about and complain about. That's on you. If you don't like things, learn from them. Find alternatives. Be the change you wish to see. This brings in harmonious union. And this is your secret strategy for that reunion, is to take accountability for peace being restored in your life. Advice? Ooh, this is the divine feminine now. Did we have the divine masculine showing up? I think we saw the DM in some, where was it? Yeah, we got both here in the inverse, and that's funny because this is coming up in personal readings today. So feminines, this is you coming into your rise of authority over your own life, and that is what a divine master does. And so it's this continuation of you being the master of your own peace, that your peace is independently your accountability. Okay, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now. I did just see 2222, but I didn't stop it in time. So.